right, welcome back. Okay, so weight gain, fatigue, brain fog, they are all common signs of aging. When you understand what changes in the body over the years, then you can turn back those hands of time. Here to explain, please welcome back the founder and CEO of Hotze Health and Wellness Center, Dr. Stephen Hotze, along with his patients, husband and wife, Patricia and Harriss Lauderdale. Good morning.
Good morning to you, young lady.
All right, so you hear this story, Dr. Hotze, over and over and over again, but to many of us, it's new because it's just one of those things that it's our time, if you will. Okay, so I'm going to start with you, Patricia. You were dealing with some symptoms that were kind of out of the blue for you, and you started noticing them getting worse and worse. What were they?
Well, I had a severe bloating, and my face was very swollen. I was losing hair, and I have hair. And I was very tired, and I usually am not. I'm usually very energetic. I like to work out and take care of my family, and I was just
You're a
getting
mother
tired.
of three, so did you
Yes.
at first think that that's just, you know, boy, I'm busy?
I have 3 kids. I'm getting older. I'm getting tired.
Right.
And so those were some of the main symptoms. I also had a severe issue with bleeding for 6 months. I would call that severe, and I wasn't interested in continuing that, so I was looking for answers.
All right, so now to somebody like Dr. Hotze, immediately you go, okay, I know what that is. That's hormones. But then your husband was also dealing with some issues at the same time. And what were those issues you were dealing with?
Well, I had done everything right, I thought. I was exercising 6 times a week. I took my vitamins.
Well, that's where you went wrong, exercising 6 times a week, but anyway.
I ate well. I thought I was doing everything right. And then at a certain time, all of a sudden, I started feeling like I was slowing down. I started adding weight, and I put on 20 pounds over a period of time. And I was telling her, I said, this is not me.
Yeah.
There's something wrong. But I've always had a healthy distrust of doctors. So I just would not go to the doctor about it. I just would not seek help. And my friends are saying, you're just getting older, you know, just get used to it.
Oh, and Dr. Hotze, a lot of us say, okay, this is what happens when you get older, and we leave it at that and battle through it. He said he had a healthy distrust of doctors. You have a distrust as well. I guess the point is that not all doctors are the same or look at how to solve a problem the same way.
Well, you've got 2 camps. You've got conventional doctors, and then you've got innovative physicians. And, you know, my history with my dad's problem, heart problem, and what happened to him led me into natural approaches to health when he asked me to find out about vitamins, of all things.
Yeah. Well, well, some doctors may treat a symptom. Others say, what's causing the problem? Let's get rid of the problem.
Well, and Patricia and Harriss are great examples of this. They came in 2006, and they had symptoms of aging. But what does that mean? What's the symptoms of aging caused by? The decline in your natural occurring hormones, your natural thyroid hormones, men, your natural testosterone, women, the natural female hormones, estrogen and progesterone get out of balance, and these adversely affect your thyroid. And so you think of your hormones as being a tank, and the tank's emptying, and so you don't feel as well. And you go to the doctor, and the doctor goes, well, we've got your bloods are within the range. And this is something I want to warn the audience about. If you go to your doctor and think you have low thyroid, and the doctor has said, well, your blood's in the normal range, that doesn't mean it's normal for you, or because the normal range, 95% of the people fall within the normal range. It's an arbitrary number. So what we do to determine on whether a person needs thyroid supplementation or female hormones is we get a good clinical history. Also, look at the body temperature. If you got a low body temperature, that's a sign you got low energy production. Did you have a problem with that?
I did. It was always normal.
Use your microphone.
My body temperature was always normal around 96.7
so
all the time.
And it should be 98.
And you were cold all the time.
It should be 90.
Cold all the time.
Your temperature should be 98.6. That's the perfect temperature for a human body. If it's running low, then that's a sign that you're not producing enough energy. What causes that? That's thyroid. Yeah. So you simply replenish that. So what we do at our center is we simply replenish with the same natural hormones the body used to make an adequate amounts. As we age, our hormone levels decline. All we want to do is fill up the tank.
Yeah.
It's really not rocket science.
She mentioned something else where she said, you know, her cycle was super heavy. And a lot of women address that by getting a hysterectomy.
And the hysterectomy will stop the bleeding, but it didn't stop the underlying cause of the bleeding, which was the hormonal imbalance. So women can have the hysterectomy and they won't bleed anymore, but they still have all the other symptoms.
Migraine, headaches.
All
the migraines, the fatigue, the difficulty with weight, the brain fog, the depressed moods, the stomach disorders, recurrent infections, and loss of romantic moods and inclinations. All these things go along with it. And the doctors say your blood tests are normal. So what do they end up giving the poor women?
Antidepressants. Yes.
You're raising
your hand because, they
and
suggest
this drives me crazy. It drives me crazy to see all these women placed on antidepressants when they really need just a little bit of thyroid and get the hormones replaced, because the antidepressants are very dangerous drugs.
Okay, so did you take the antidepressants?
Yes, Dr. Hotze, when I went to my regular doctor, who I love, I told her all my symptoms. She did all the regular things exactly as you said before I even knew about your program. And I said, you know what, I'm actually mean all the time. And so she said, okay, and she scheduled a surgery for, she suggested the surgery for the bleeding, and I scheduled it right away because I wanted to stop.
Sure.
And then she said, so for that, for your other symptoms, here's an antidepressant. Or she said, here, she gave me a prescription, and I looked at it, and I said, I'm not depressed, I'm mean. And so I knew I didn't need that. I didn't know what I needed, but I knew I didn't need an antidepressant.
Well, a lot of women don't know, and they take it, but they don't. They come to you and say, I'm still depressed.
Well, they are, and oftentimes worse. And remember, our hormones affect the neurotransmitters in our brain, so if our hormones are not right, then we can feel unhealthy, unhappy, moody, mean, aggravated, panicky,
it affects our
anxiety.
immune system, our skin, everything. And the crazy thing is that how many people don't really realize that. Again, addressing the symptoms, but not addressing the underlying cause. Okay,
I've written 2 books about this.
Yes,
right?
yes.
I don't know where they are. What happened to our books?
Yeah, there's the
Bring
books.
those books
but yeah,
in.
but the reason
I
why
wrote 2 books, and one in 2005 called Hormones, Health, and Happiness, which you read.
Yeah, you
and
read
then
it in one sitting, didn't you?
Hypothyroidism, Health, and Happiness, where I described this. And frankly, I really ought to send this to every doctor in the city. They ought to all read it and treat their patients this way. We'd have a healthier city.
Well, I have to tell you, I've said many, many times that I went through the issue, too, with low thyroid.
Sure.
And my whole world was turned upside down because I was so not who I had normally been, and had people tell me all kinds of things, and no one was getting to addressing the actual issue. I thought it was almost like magic. Like, literally, within that week, I was back to the
when
old
you got
Deborah.
your natural
It was T3, T4. It was taking...
Natural thyroid.
Yeah, natural thyroid. And so that's the deal. You do a comprehensive, look at each patient. You listen to what they say. First of all, you listen to what they say. And their symptoms will tell you what the issues might be.
I'll listen to the patient more than I consider the blood work. Blood work, we take blood work, but I'm going to listen to the patient describe their symptoms, and I'm not going to discount if the blood work falls within the normal range, this wide range of normal, and the patient's not doing well. I'm going to listen to the patient and believe them rather than the blood work, because what I found is that if you treat the patient for what they obviously have, they will usually get better.
Yeah. Okay, so what changes did you see?
How did it turn out for me?
Yeah.
I got all my energy back, and I love to work out. And so all of a sudden I'm doing all the intense workouts. You see the infomercials on the TV for I do all those.
Yeah.
And suddenly the pounds went away in 3 to 4 weeks. I was at church one day waiting for the service to start. I looked around. I told her, I said, everything has more color now. Everything's more colorful. It's like coming out of the scene from Private Ryan where it's grays and muted blues and stuff. All of a sudden it was colorful. It was beautiful.
And even the brain fog went away.
Everything went away. Oh, yeah.
You're in the financial business. You don't need to have any brain fog.
I had to set goals and track the goals and do the things you do, and I was having trouble doing it. After that, I can do it fine.
Patricia, for you?
I just had energy. If my child was late for carpool, I was like, oh, okay, he's late for carpool. And instead of overreacting and the weight came off, I was able to maintain my schedule and take care of my children and my family, and I was grateful.
So look at your little turbo body there. I'm like, 3 kids, look at her. Okay. Dr. Hotze has written those 2 books they talked about, Hormones and Hypothyroidism. Visit HotzeHWC.com/GDH to get your free copies today. All you have to pay is for the shipping. And everyone in today's studio audience is going home with a copy of Hypothyroidism, Health, and Happiness. And it just explains it to you so you understand exactly where you stand. Also, join Dr. Hotze March 24th through the 26th for Energy for Life, an online series with health, nutrition, and detox experts to find out how you can get your energy back. The event is free, but you must register. To do so, visit HotzeHWC.com/energy. And for more information on the Hotze Health and Wellness Center and to make an appointment, call 888-473-5531.